So how much longer is it going to be until we start seeing labels on products that say human made? That's a really good question. And hey, if you don't know me, my name is Rick. I am your marketing guy. And if you are looking for effective marketing, you have found the right place. But let's talk about it. How much longer until we start seeing labels telling people that it was made by humans rather than artificial intelligence? I think this might be here sooner than we're expecting. It's a really big but really big topic right now. Not necessarily human-made products, but artificial intelligence, right? So one of the questions is, what is it that could actually drive this into existence using this label? And I think it comes down to this. I think it has to do with trust, right? I think there's a sense of distrust with artificial intelligence because we've all grown up with the I am robot and different kinds of artificial intelligence taking over. And then we kind of hear these horror stories that some of the news outlets come up with, right? We try to just ignore them. But there's this real kind of distrust, like, can we trust it? A lot of people are like, yeah, all on board. I think AI's got some really good stuff. I agree. I believe that AI is a tool just like cell phones and internet and faster computers. What it does is it helps us save time, right? There was a time when people were afraid of telephones. Now, I think this is different, but at the same time, I think we need to be looking for ways to save time in our businesses using AI. But at the same time, I think there's going to be a sense of distrust with some of it as well. So what makes human-made attractive? Why would people be interested in that label? And I think there's a few different reasons. And I think that one thing that could be really interesting about human-made is people actually really like imperfections. We actually really are kind of drawn to the natural mistakes that are made in creative things. There are, for example, something that I think is really interesting is if you are a Post Malone fan, he's got a song called Congratulations. And one of the 808s, the bass drum that you hear in the background, is actually in the wrong key. But you never know, right? And we actually kind of like it, and it actually kind of works really well, even though it's technically a mistake. And there's lots of other forms of this in artwork as well, but there's a sense of creativity that AI almost can't duplicate because since we're humans, we're imperfect and going to make minor mistakes. There's some sort of beauty in it. And I think that's really cool. So the other question is, so if we do start making a label that is human-made, where do we draw the line with that? Because artificial intelligence is not new. It's in the news a whole lot, and there's some really strong and powerful forms of it now. However, it's been around for a while. For example, a lot of people are worried about AI taking over marketing. For example, there's people pumping out 1,000 blogs a day because of AI. And that's not really helpful, at least it's not in my opinion. But Google has been doing this for a while. If you've had Gmail, you've been writing an email, and it's almost like Google thinks that it can write the email better than you can because it's always giving you those suggestions. That's AI that's been around for a while, right? So where do we draw the line? I don't know where to answer that question, but I'll leave it up to you. Let me know in the comments because I am curious. Where do you draw the line on something if it's human-made? What is the percentage of artificial intelligence was used to make a product? Where would you draw the line? And I think it would be easy on like handmade products to draw the line very clearly. But if you're, say, an author and you're writing a book, is that book going to be really actually human written, or is the AI by using Jasper or ChatGPT, or there's probably, by the time you're watching this, there's probably 14 other great book writing artificial intelligent programs, right, that could be possible. Where do you draw the line with that? Which I think is a really interesting question, and I'm sure there's going to probably be some organizations that have official labels coming down the road. I think it's important to think because we have lots of labels on stuff now. Like, for example, there's organic labels, there's fair trade labels, there's free-range chicken labels. We have all these other things, but I think that label, the human-made label, is coming. I haven't seen it before. If there's an example, feel free to tag me in it or put it in the comments below. But I think it's coming. So I want to ask you, in your opinion, is this something that you see that's coming, or do you think it's going to continue to build slowly? Or do you think it's going to be here tomorrow? And at what point is it going to become human-made and not human-made? I think these are a lot of really interesting things coming up. So the burning question is this. Is this a label that you should start to use in your business? I know it's not going to apply to every business, but is this a label that you should be using in your business? And I think My personal opinion right now is not yet. I think it's going to be up to you to get a pulse from your customer and who your ideal customer is, and if they have to start to have any sort of distrust, and this label could help alleviate that distrust, I think it's something that you could start looking into. So I think this has a bunch more questions than maybe answers right now. It's something that we'll probably end up talking about in the future. And if you have not yet, please subscribe. I'd love for you to be a part of this channel. I love helping people save money in their marketing and not waste it. Right? There's just so many ways to waste money in marketing, and I want to help you, the viewer, not waste that money on your marketing. If you have any questions or any concerns or any other topics you'd like to talk about in marketing and AI, be sure to leave them in the comments below. I appreciate you so much for stopping by. Peace.